Hello, this is Rakesh Rao from DesignSense Software Technologies, Bangalore. In this GeoTools video, I am going to show you a tool called LineWorks Intersection Processor. It's available under Drawing Cleanup and can be used to clean up the line work, which means to split the line work, add vertices, remove vertices, break, and so on. You can start this command on the command line by typing gt_intex. Now once you start this command, you see these options here. So let us take a minute to understand these options. So first we have these object break options. So under object break we have source objects, target objects, or both source and target. Similarly we have vertex add options, and even here we have source and target combinations. Now there is a button for selecting the source objects and there is a button for selecting the target objects as well. So let us see how to define your source and target with this example here. Now this is an example of line work. So line work means it's a series of polylines which have been digitized, and this command is used to clean up or break, add vertices, and so on. So let us take a problem which we will solve using this tool. So if you look at this example here, there is a polyline which crosses the other polyline, and you can see there is no vertex here at the exact intersection. So if I select this, you can see clearly now. Now if we want to break this polyline, or if we want to add a vertex at all these intersections, then the intex command is useful. So once again we go back here. Now I need to specify the source, so I am going to select the source first. So let's say this is my source, the vertical line is my source. Apply, and I need to now select my target. So there are two options for selecting target, same as source or select manually. So I don't want the same as source, so I'm going to select manually and go here and select this horizontal line as my target. Now for the purpose of this demo, we are keeping it simple and we are just going to do a process on one source line and one target line. But in reality, in your complete mapping drawing, you can apply it on multiple polylines together. So you can see now that one source object is selected and one target object is selected. Now let us see how these options work. So first I am going to do with the object break options. So I am going to say that I want to break the source object only, and under vertex add options I am going to say none. In fact, if you are choosing the vertex break option, then the vertex add option is not relevant for the corresponding category. For example, if you say you want to break source objects, then automatically where it breaks, the vertex is going to appear, or vertex will be defined. So in that case there is no relevance to do a vertex add selection here. So let's keep it at it. We want to break source objects and then say OK. So you can see it is done now. Now if I zoom in here, you can see that this line has been broken exactly at the intersection with the target. So this was my target and this full line was my source, and now you can see that it is broken here. Now let's run it again, and with a different option this time. So I am going to now say break both target and source and leave the other options as it is. So once again I choose this as the source object and I choose this as my target object and say apply, and I'm good to go now. So I say OK. Now you can see that all these lines have been broken at the intersection between the source and target. So you have seen two options now, whereby I have just broken the polyline at the intersection between the source and target. So by choosing the source and target properly, you can achieve the results you want. Now let's choose some other options now. So I go back here to drawing cleanup, LineWorks intersection processor. Now I don't want to break anything, so I'm going to say none. all I need is I want to add the options. So I'm going to say that I want to add a vertex for the source objects only. So again, back to the same thing. By the way, these two are identical data. So I'm going to now select two source objects and I'm going to select one target object and say apply. So you can see there are two source objects and one target object, and vertex add we have source objects only, and vertex break is none, object break is none. So it's done now. So now if you zoom in here, you can see that there is a vertex at the intersection. So this is the vertex add option, and you can see that it has not broken it because we have not chosen the break option. So even here you can see that a vertex has been created. So that's how the object vertex add option works. Now obviously you can also do other options, like we have seen here, source only, target only, or source and target, or none. So this is a great tool for cleaning up your drawing. Again, for people who are in the utilities sector or in water pipelines, sewer pipelines, telephone lines, or those who are placing pipe networks. So such people may find this command useful. It's a kind of topology building and topology cleanup tool which enables that you have data which is correctly processed at their intersections. Now we have done it on small samples, so let us try to do here on a bigger sample and see. Say for example, we have here polylines which are crossing each other. So let's take an example here. See one here, you can see this polyline coming here. So let's run it on this whole thing and see how it looks. So drawing cleanup, Lineworks intersection processor. Now source object, I am going to select all of this as source, apply. Now what I want to do now is I just want to add a vertex at the source, means wherever it's intersecting I just want to make sure that there is a vertex. So I can say vertex add is source objects only, and target objects earlier we have selected manually, but you can also do same as source, but you must know exactly why you are doing this, because if you say same as source, which means it will find target objects which are in the same selection set as the source object and do the processing. So sometimes it is required, but sometimes it may not be required. So whether this applies to you or not, you can decide based on your project requirements. So you can see doing it for all the objects now. Now this may take a little time, but at the end of it you will get the processing done for the entire drawing. So it's completed now. So if you go and check now here, for example any of the intersections, so you can see that there is a vertex created at every intersection, and it's also broken at every intersection correctly. So you can see that there is a vertex here, so there will be a vertex here, vertex here, and so on. So you can use this to process large data sets also easily, and this is a great tool for people in the mapping industry, especially those who want to manage large networks. Thank you for watching this video, and do let me know if you have any questions.